Welcome to First Gen Roots podcast with Vale. This is the first podcast of 12 podcasts for the year, so it'll be once per month. That's going to be a challenge, but I'm willing to do it. So today I have two guests with me. Not only do I work with these people, but I also am friends with these people and really respect them. And I think that it would be valuable for us to get to know them a little bit better today, not just as industry people, but as people in general. And so I've noticed that a lot of the people that I work with and people that I'm friends with and clients, they're mostly first generation usually, which is why I came up with that name. And so this is to talk about our roots, your guys' roots, where you come from, and how you're got to where you're at today. And so I want you guys to introduce yourselves, tell us your name, what you do, and then what generation are you?
My name is Yazmin Garcia. I work with American Family Insurance. I have been there for a year, but my history with insurance, it's already about to be 7 years.
Wow.
So yeah, and then from my generation, I'm millennium.
Millennial.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and first time generation to do this, to ever start doing something different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My name is Aaron. I am a lender with Neighborhood Loans. I am going on my 5th year of lending. I am also a millennial, so 1992 in the house.
Nice, let's go.
Very excited. Great idea that Valeria had starting a podcast. So I'm excited to open up, be vulnerable, and see what we can learn about each other.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So let's just get straight into it then.
All right.
Would you guys consider yourself first generation in your family to be in this industry?
Oh, yes. Yes, very much. First generation, for sure, in this industry and in the U.S.
Okay.
Immigrant parents. So, yeah, first ones to do it.
Awesome.
Very much so.
Same thing, first generation to decide to do something with insurance. Most of our parents, either, to be honest, they want to come and give us a better life, which I'm so happy and blessed that my mom decided to do it. But at the same time, it was more like, like either we work in a restaurant or we either do something with housekeeping, but it was nothing different than let me see if you can apply in a bank, or if you want to start doing something completely different out of our circle that is normal for us.
Right.
Yeah, so that's when I decided to do, hey, I want to do something with insurance. I wanted to do something where it's going to give me financial stability for me and my kids.
Yeah. More like working with your mind instead of your hands, right?
Yeah.
It's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about your roots. Where are you guys from? In Mexico, born and raised, or what parts are you guys from?
I'm a little bit of mixture.
Okay.
So my mom is from Guanajuato.
Okay.
My dad is from Hidalgo. And then I'm from Mexico City.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Diverse.
So, completely a little bit of diverse and everything in there too. So my mom decided to, hey, I want to study for becoming a nurse. She couldn't afford it. It was a long story short, right? And then she decided to come here to the United States, bring me on board, and I'm glad that she did it. But yeah, it's basically my family is from Mexico, from two different parts, but I love both of them. I love going to Guanajuato. Shout outs to Guanajuato.
My family's from León, Guanajuato.
Really? So all
Both of
three
my
of us.
parents.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yes.
Yeah, so my dad, Tamasola, Huapan, Oaxaca.
Oh, what?
Tamasola?
Oh, I
Tamasola and
never heard of
Huapan.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Super, super small town. And then my mom, San Jose de Iturbide in Guanajuato.
Are you inviting us to Oaxaca, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah,
you invite
yeah,
us?
we
No,
got to
that's
go out there.
serious.
So,
I'm not joking.
quick,
What's going
funny
Let us know
story.
we're gonna go to Oaxaca, amiga.
Right, as much as I've my dad's from there and I've always visited, I always keep hearing of how they have like the nicest beaches, like in the world, the playas and all that. We've never been though. Well, I've never been.
Way.
Maybe my dad or my parents or something, but I always go to my grandma's house, which still has that very like Mexico feel,
Oh,
But I think we should definitely plan something to go to
Yeah.
a play out there because I've never experienced it. So
So I heard
yeah.
that it's so beautiful. There, it has so much culture besides that.
yeah,
The
yeah, the
culture,
culture. Yep.
right? That they are. I have heard so many good things about it.
Mm.
Besides the landscaping too. The landscaping
Mm.
is gorgeous.
Yeah. The
Okay.
landscapes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll
Yeah.
have to
So you
plan it
guys, ahora ya saben,
next year.
Oaxaca.
No, this
Oh.
year.
Oh, this
amiga.
year. Oh, this year.
This
Oh,
year.
oh.
Wait, no, I'm
I
not
was
waiting
locking
for
in this
another
year, but I'm down. I'm down.
I'm always down to travel, honestly. Yeah. So my family's also from León, Guanajuato. I've been forgetting to answer
León.
myself.
Yes.
But yeah, my parents met in León, Guanajuato. They're from like almost the same little area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. And I just went there last year for the first time. Well, actually now last year in 2024, and then I went in 2025 twice by myself just to get to know my family, which has been really great and healing in so many ways. Cuz I'm like, "Oh, so this is like why I'm like this. Like this is why I get these personality traits like my grandma. I didn't know my grandma was an entrepreneur. Like she's like, "Yeah, like I do so many different things. Like I don't just do one thing." And I'm like, oh, "Okay." So like I get why I'm the way that I am. It goes like deep in back into the
It's in the
family.
blood. It's in your blood.
Yeah, it's in my
Yeah.
blood.
That's awesome.
And even
Yeah.
like my dad too, he was an entrepreneur very early. I think at like 20 or 21 he had his own auto shop
Oh.
in Elgin. So yeah, so it's been pretty cool, like kind of getting to know the history, because
Yeah.
I think it is important to know where you come from and not just like avoid that, and just because we were raised here doesn't mean that we can't go back over there and still kind of enjoy and get to know that part of yourself. So we're all Hispanic, right? Do you guys feel like we're breaking any generational curses in your family?
For me, there are a lot of things that we're breaking this year. One that I got really encouraged by you was the consider therapy, like start doing therapy.
Wow.
That was a huge one because to be honest, it's something that I was telling Valeria the other day. We're like, why you haven't done it? And I was like, you know what? There's always like a stigmatism, right, to it.
Yeah.
Like being like, you're a little bit crazy. Not that I'm saying that I am.
Hey, you might be, but that's okay.
We'll
Aaron
find
is
out
like-
today. We'll find out
Aaron,
today.
this is the way that you act.
Tell me more about this
baby.
therapy, please.
Like for instance, in our family, it's not something that is a normal thing to see someone going to therapy. Not necessarily because you might have issues, you might not have issues. I do.
I do. We all do.
We all have issues.
So that one is the first one that I had to say. But
Okay.
overall, it has been a lot of things that I have been breaking generations. The way that we educate our kids, the way that we treat our kids. Because when I was growing up, for instance, on my side, it was never like a kiss or a hug or I love you or this and that. And we're 7 total in my family, so it was not like I was having all the love that I needed to have, but I learned to love myself and I learned to love my kids and to really go out there and start doing something different, for them, for me. And that's the biggest thing that I had to say, that's what I'm breaking right now from my generation.
Those are 2 really great big things, so you should be proud of yourself,
No, I love the question, by the way, because it's something that it did make me think a little, So yeah, I think the biggest thing that it's breaking is the ability to just know more, know more people, know more about what you can do here in this country. That we come from, or I should say, my parents come from a place where it was either you go to work or you go to school, and what the work is, I don't know, but you got to go to work, and that's sort of the similar structure they implemented here. Is, hey, you're either going to go to school or I need you to go work, but it turned into like, when you go work, I need you to go work somewhere, with AC and, my background before I started doing this, I was a truck driver, and my dad didn't like that. My dad was like, you can do more, I love being a truck driver. It's a great job. But I think what we kind of broke down was that just the ability to know that we can do more than just, get a job or go to school, have a
Yeah.
career, which this is a career, right? But it's something that I didn't know loan officers existed,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew insurance existed, but I didn't know there was
I
like
didn't know insurance
agents and,
existed.
real estate, I think was the only thing that we really knew,
Yeah.
realtors, I should say,
Yeah.
because, they showed us our houses and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the kind of opening up that entrepreneur kind of like, portal, that we don't
Yeah.
think ever would have gotten if it was just my parents. But
Right.
shout out my brother, he's the one that, kind of pioneered all this and brought me
Love
in,
it.
and this is what we're doing now. So yeah, no.
That's amazing.
And you know what? Let me take a little bit in there. It is true. When you have someone in the family, it gets a little bit easy. It doesn't make you like super easy,
Sure.
right? But it gives you like a little bit of path of like, hey, you should do something different right here. And that's one of the things that I want to implement with my family. Like, hey, I want to do something different, and it's something completely scary. Like I say, I didn't know that there was insurance, to be honest, careers. Why? Because, like I was saying, it was always with, like restaurants or
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to deal with insurance, to be honest, until later on.
Yeah.
I did have insurance, though, in my car.
Okay. That's good.
I think, yeah, it comes down to just us not having exposure to all of this information and different things you can do. And I think it's pretty cool that we can all relate to each other in that way, because same with me and my family. I think I'm like the first investor of my family.
Really?
I think so. I'm pretty
Wow.
sure. My dad owned a house, but he just ended up selling it. He didn't really like rent it out or anything. But I think it's pretty cool that there's somebody that's willing to like take the risk of being an investor. I've always wanted to be one, like since I was, I think like 19 or 20. Like I just said I want to do it. I want to do it. So then I finally did it, and it feels pretty good. And then my mom, she sees what I'm doing, so she supports me a lot. She's like my support system. My mom, like she'll help me with everything. Like she's my number one fan. Like even on social media, I post all my posts. She likes, she comments, everything. And so I think it's important to have that support system as well if you really want to, just change the generations to come. And so when things get hard, which they do, right? Because business is not easy. What keeps you guys going?
So for me, definitely my kids. I have 4. It was like,
You have 4 kids?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well,
That's
2
a
are
lot.
humans, and then 2 are doggies.
Oh my God! Here we go.
I'm a dog mom.
I mean, but I was just like 4 kids. I didn't know that. I
I
feel like I
have-
should have known that about you.
I
But
always say that.
they're 2 puppies. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, 4
they're my 4 kids. Like
Okay.
I still had to take it to the bed.
You do.
True.
I spent recently $2,000 on one of them.
Oh,
Jesus.
shoot. That's a lot.
Okay.
It is a lot. It is a lot. So that's why it's important to
Technically
have
kids.
insurance.
And you feed them every day, right?
Yeah. Technically,
Bathe
kids.
them,
Yeah.
love them.
So that's my motivation to, hey, I need to pay for those kind of bills because I want my baby to be okay.
Aw.
And obviously my humans, Aniel and Alexander.
It sounds like you take better care of your
A lot of people say that. My
You
kids
talk
might say
about
that.
them first. It's hilarious.
My bad.
I get it now. I get it.
Don't
now.
feel left out though, guys. If you're watching this, your mom, she loves y'all.
I do love them. Hey, Aniel's already 23, and honestly, I'm so honored to be your mom and so grateful. And if you're watching this, I know that you know that I love you. But I always talk about my kids, including the dogs first, right? But yeah, no, he has a great job. I mean, he's doing it. He's hustling.
Love it.
He's working. He's in a construction company, but he's trying to do his best. And I always tell him, hey, what is next?
Yeah.
What is the next thing?
Yeah.
Alexander loves soccer, so for Alexander, it's the expenses of soccer. So that's what another thing that motivates me, because soccer is not cheap.
It's true.
Travel in soccer is expensive.
Oh, travel soccer is expensive.
Yeah. So for me to be able to pay for him and be able to, so that way he can enjoy
Yeah.
what I couldn't enjoy, because I'm a big sports person too. Like I
Okay.
love sports. I used to play soccer.
Oh.
back
Oh.
in my dinosaur
Why are you
years.
just telling us this
Nice.
now? You
Right.
could have been playing with. We
No.
need to make a team.
I think we gotta start a team now.
Yeah, we got to.
Low key. And your son?
Yeah.
Is he a Messi or Ronaldo fan?
You know what? He likes both of them. But he's more like, I don't remember the name of the club that he goes for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's
Barcelona.
Alexander will
No.
follow up on that one because
No, yeah,
I
yeah,
need to
follow
know.
up with him. Yeah,
Need
I
to
don't
know.
Yeah, I know about the dogs.
What about
but
you
not
though? I know my dog's favorite player.
No, mine. who's the one that looks hot right now?
Looks hot.
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Okay, well,
In my
let Vale take
opinion.
that one. So yes, Ronaldo.
In my opinion, I think he's hot.
All right, well, Ronaldo.
Very.
I think I like his attitude too from Ronaldo. Yeah, I mean he has a
He's
big
well-spoken man.
ego, but he's really good.
That's
like
hot.
there's a.
It's hot.
Yeah.
No, confidence is hot. That's what I mean. He's confident. He's a confident man.
It's the greatest of
Yeah.
all time, you know. Of
Yeah.
course.
The greatest of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, but yeah, I think those are my 4 motivations. My kids, all of them.
Love it.
Yeah, and I had to say that another thing is like my family to get them to the next level. Just I want to
Level
make
up.
sure that they live a better life that I had.
Yeah, and I
Sure.
think that's huge, you know? And everything that you are doing is already paving the way. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen like that in one generation, right? It takes time. But I agree with a little bit with everything that you guys say. I think when things get hard for me, what I think about is, like, my future family. Like, you know, my own family.
Mm-hmm.
That's, like, the biggest thing is, like, yeah, I just want us to be... I want to live, like, a very peaceful, quiet, frugal life.
Mm-hmm.
Very, like, fruitful, like, just prosper. Like, I want us all to, like, never have to worry about, like, money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's my biggest motivation is just, like, you know, by the time I'm 30, I'm 25 now, by the time I'm, like, 30, 35, I might not even have to be working by the time I'm 35 because I'm going to have, like, 10 properties. And
Look at Vale.
so that's what I think about when
Nice.
things get hard. I'm like, okay, girl, like, yes, it's hard right now, but, you know, in 10 years, if you want that life, you gotta keep going.
Sacrifice right now.
Sacrifice, exactly. Keep going. So that's what kind of helps me.
No, I think for me, it's it's for sure my parents. I mean, I don't have kids, right? I'm not married.
Single.
Yeah, don't feel bad for me, please. But no, yeah, it's just that it's and it kind of correlates with what Vale says is thinking of what the future is gonna look like. I was blessed enough to have both my parents that kind of gave us everything that we needed. I can't sit here and say that nos faltaba algo, but to just keep that going, you know, like how they always said they want a better life for us, which I think we are, you know, from what they've told us, we're definitely living a better life than they are. So sometimes I think like, man, how does it get better for if I ever have kids, right? Like, you know, they're gonna be spoiled at that point if they live a better life than me. But no, it's just always remembering, you know, that you know, I like to get deep a little bit because I'm a big I get into space. I like space. I'm a big like space guy, like a space nerd.
Oh my God.
Interstellar, if you guys have ever, you
Dude,
know.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I mean that's my thing. I was telling Valeria about that the other day. It's like I love to have the conversations, like conversations that it doesn't lead to blue and yellow and orange.
Right.
Yeah.
It leads you to like, hey, what do you think about this? And that gives you like a dialogue to have for 30 minutes or an hour.
Yeah, so it just recently I've just been thinking a lot, you know, as I'm 34 in February. So if you guys want to get me something for my birthday, please.
February
feel free.
what?
February 10th.
I gotta
I'm
put
an
it on my
Aquarius.
calendar.
So whatever that means to you, it's the good
Yeah.
part. But no, it's just yeah. I mean, we're here for a short time. You know, there's this saying that in the like this, I don't know, book of life, we're like a piece of sand, you know, compared to what has been, what is going on, and what will be, you know, after we're gone. So it's just about making the most of it, you know, and enjoying every second and being happy.
Yeah.
I think it's the biggest motivator too. But yeah, I just think it's just for oneself, wanting to be better, be better, and just give something more to whoever's next, and make my parents proud. I think that's very disappointed when I didn't go to college. So
No, but they're
I
proud.
gotta show them right.
Believe me, from the standpoint of a parent, I will say that if I see you, that you know the way that I have seen you, the way that you work and all those things, your parents are so proud. Because once you're, you know, as a parent, we always say, hey, as long as my kids are not super alcoholic. Do you drink?
She said, "Wait a minute, let me."
I plead the fifth on that one.
And, as long as they're okay, they have a good life. I think that for me, it's not just breaking the generation and all those things, but also understanding our kids that they're not always going to be doctors, lawyers, and astronauts or things like that. They were like, wow, it has to be like that, right? It has to be also to understand that they might not want a career and they might be okay with what they're getting, like if as long as they're happy
at the end
and
of the
they're
day.
living an okay life, then that's fine. And I have learned so much about that because I love to read books, and they talk about that. It's not necessary that your kids, they always had to go to college, they always had to go to university. Whether they go or not, you still have to be proud of them and be okay with.
Yeah, I agree. Because everybody's definition of peace and happiness is different.
That's true.
Like if you ask me, oh, what makes you happy? My answer is going to be different from yours. So who are you to judge, like, what makes somebody happy? Right.
Exactly.
And that, like, you could say that about a lot of things. So I think that's big, So I definitely agree with you on that. So let's talk about the impact that you guys have on your community. What have your past clients achieved because of you guys?
For instance, with me, it has to be with the insurance part that they never thought that they were going to need it. Right? Sometimes they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to need this, and you explain everything to them. And, hey, this is, let's say, for instance, life insurance, right? They always say either I'm too young, I don't have any kids, really, I don't do a lot of things that are, like, I'm going to get in a car accident right now and things like that. But exactly what you had to think about, right? It's not just for you. It's a peace of mind to live for your significant other if you have someone, or for instance your kids, right, or your parents that they don't have to struggle with, hey, I don't have money to pay this. And if you have not gone to a funeral, you're blessed. You're really blessed.
True.
But if you have, you know how much it costs, and it's a lot to say, hey, if you need to have $20,000 just for the minimum, and you don't have them, then you gotta be like, oh my God, now I'm gonna have to do the GoFundMe, right? Or ask friends and family and everyone to, hey, let me borrow money. Some people, they take credit cards, so some people take loans for that too.
Oh, wow.
So that's another huge thing that I have been blessed to educate my clients, my customers, and things like that, to let them know, hey, this is something that we never think about it, right? We think about having insurance for your cell phone, think about having insurance for your house, your car,
right,
and things like that, but not you. Why not you? The most important person in this role is gonna be you. And I learned it, why? Reading books. I love it. I always gotta be connecting back to the books. But here's one of the things why. You're the only one that your DNA. Have you ever think that no one in this world will ever exist ever again? We never think about that, right? We never think that that's it. You're the only one that is gonna be existing in this universe. No more. And then, because your fingerprints are not the same as anyone.
Exactly.
There's no fingerprints. There's no time. There's nothing that is gonna be the same.
Not even fraternal or identical twins.
Not even for them. And that is crazy with that. We never think about that, and we understand. Hey, like you were saying, Aaron, the book of life, right? That we're living is really fragile. We don't think about that. And we don't think ever to say, hey, let me get this, because in the end of the day, I still live in a bill for my other person.
Yeah. I have life insurance, to be honest.
No.
I just got it last year. And I was
Jasmine
like...
gotcha?
Huh?
Jasmine gotcha?
I didn't met her like last year.
Yeah, I met her?
Well, last year we were still not talking that much.
Like, man, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
but do you have life insurance? I can get you.
We'll talk about that later.
But yeah, I got it because of the cash value that you can accumulate. That's why I got it.
Yeah.
But I hope I don't die anytime soon. But I should probably have like an estate, because for the properties.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're working on that.
Yes.
So yeah, but I think everything you said definitely makes sense.
And you know what? Another point that you touched right now that about the cash value, a lot of people think that, oh, you know what? I just gonna need it for 10 years, 20 years, and actually you can build wealth from that too. So you can say, hey, I want 20 or 30 years. Like we were talking about that day, right? That the life policies that I have, some of them they're gonna redeem in 30 years, and I'm okay with that. And I will pay most of my bills, right? Most of them. No, but one of them that for sure has to be paid is my life insurance. And you never know. And for instance, for here to 10, 20 years, I get that money back.
Yes.
And I still, it's savings, like basically like a savings account. So
yeah, it's like that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Are you selling to me right now?
Yes.
Because it's working.
I know.
We're gonna definitely have to talk after the show.
Let's
Always
do it.
hustling. I love it.
Go.
Aaron, you gotta answer the question.
But to me, it's I think being that person in the community that we didn't have growing up, and I just think this goes back to that conversation that we were having about being first generation, and there's not anybody that I really ever knew that knew about credit scores and DTIs and liabilities and things like that. So yeah, I just think it's that just the education part of it. When I was, I should say, 21, 22, I wasn't thinking about buying a house, right? Because I wasn't really surrounding myself with those kind of people. I didn't know that was, I mean, I knew it was reachable, but I just thought it's like, oh, that's something that you do in your 30s or 40s, But had I had somebody or my brother, my dad, anybody getting involved with that stuff, we would have learned about it, rather quickly. And it took my dad, in his 40s, 50s, so I hope I'm right about that, to start accumulating properties, right? So now my brother was able to do it sooner. Now I'm going into it. So it's something that, yeah, I mean, now if I do have kids one day, it's something that I teach them when they're 5, right?
Right.
Instead of, watching Bluey on the TV, I'm going to put a...
Rachel, Mrs.
I'm
Rachel.
gonna put lender guidelines on the TV, be like, read this right now.
I love that.
You know what? Talking about that you're saying that it's a good thing because JP Mortgage, how the story becomes is that his kid, like he was
Wait, what's the story there?
Like he was strict to show him how to do numbers right away when he was little.
Oh, there you go.
So
My kid, as soon as they pop out, Rich Dad Poor Dad, read that book right now.
Log into this MLS
Actually, when
real
I'm
quick.
pregnant or when my partner's pregnant, I'm gonna start reading already books to them
Man, serious.
about real estate.
Today we're gonna learn about easements.
No, it was.
I'm so serious.
They talk about the story that it was boring for him, but at the end of the day, he became one of the biggest persons to do a lot of things, for the financials.
Those are the real pioneers, like Ford, like all those like people. It's pretty cool. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how the engine was created? I think the eight, what's it called? The engine for Ford, the 8-cylinder one.
Yeah.
You guys know how it was created or no?
No.
So basically, they had come up with the 4, right? But Ford was like, no, we can come up with something better. And he had these engineers try to come up with it, and it took forever. And he was like, no, keep going, like keep going. And eventually, they came up with the 8-cylinder. So that's pretty amazing. It's just the fact that if you have the vision and, the faith too, and then a combination of that with hard work, and if you have the resources, like the tools, like he's not an engineer. I don't think he wasn't even an engineer, but he had those engineers, and they saw his vision. They did the work, and it came to reality.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So then, I'm gonna answer the question myself. I feel like a lot of my past clients have achieved. I wouldn't say financial freedom yet, but they're definitely on the way there. Like I have these 2 siblings, brother and sister, and they have bought 4 properties with me together. Like they each have 2. They each have 2, and they want more. I'm actually gonna be meeting up with one of them later today for dinner.
Nice.
So it's like it's pretty cool because they're changing that in their family. Their parents, I don't think they're investors either. So I'm really proud of them, and it's a high school acquaintance. She reached out to me on Instagram.
Yeah.
I play soccer with her. She was my soccer captain.
Nice.
And actually, when I was a freshman in varsity, she was a senior, and she was the captain. So she's a little older than me, and I'm the one helping her with this stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever she has an issue, because she's a landlord now, she'll call me and text me, and right away, like, I'll try to help her. And
You
so
bring
she's
value.
learning. Yes.
You're bringing value to her, and that is one of the
Yes.
best things that you can do for anyone.
Yeah.
And you know what? I do have to say that this year, one of the biggest things that I wanted to learn more and be more in a relationship to God, right?
Mhm.
Maybe you want to close this one, and maybe you're going to disappear this one in the podcast, but
I like
Just
talking
kidding.
about faith. I'm all for that.
So, it's service, right? And
Mhm.
I continued to ask that question because I was like, how can I service someone?
Mhm.
What is the value that I can bring someone,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And it's a lot of things, but I guess that God will guide you,
Yeah.
you know, or the high universe power that you
Mhm.
believe or whatever you believe into it
Yeah.
is going to guide you because life in the end of the day is gonna either, you know, like those curveballs that we have, right?
Mhm.
They're gonna bring you to the things that you're supposed to do to serve or do the
Right.
stuff that you want to do.
Mhm.
Talking about your friend, I
Exactly.
honestly, when I always introduce you, and I think you have noticed that, is that
Mhm.
oh my god, she's really intelligent, she's 25 and she's already has 3 properties. Like I already tell them everything about your life.
My whole
But it's
life.
because I feel proud of you. But
Aw.
Vale, it's because
Don't make me cry.
it's like, for instance, being young and understanding that,
Mhm.
for instance, Aaron was saying that, you know, we didn't have someone that if either we were getting into that friendship right away, we will learn from each other and say, hey,
Mhm.
let's do this better.
Yeah.
And in the end of the day, you know what? I always wanted to have friends that they were so pretty and they were intelligent.
Thank you.
so,
Can you put the camera on me right now? Thank you.
handsome. Let's say handsome too.
Jeez. I got it. Haircut too.
My handsome
No,
friends.
I really wanted to become in that circle. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted
I
to
feel
sit
like
on
you
the big
manifest a
table.
lot of things in life,
Yeah.
you know? And I feel like I've manifested a lot of the things in my life, but it's a combination of hard work,
Mhm.
believing, and just, you know, I also have mentors. I don't do everything I've done by myself. Like, I have the person that I call when I need help, you know? Like, I can be that for somebody now, but I also used to be the other person on the other side. So it's pretty great that and even today, like, I'm still learning. There's still so much to real estate and investing. And every day I try to learn as much as I can. I talk to people and try to connect and stuff. So, yeah.
I think that that's one of the things that's the part of not being boring at work, because sometimes it would be like, oh my god, you know, like it's almost the same repetition every single day. I think that that's one of the biggest things for me, because if it gets you know, like every single time doing the same thing,
Mhm.
it gets boring for me. It gets boring.
Yeah,
Like
same.
I don't want to be just doing the same thing.
Mhm.
There's a day where I choose to go out and knock at doors from the business owners.
Mhm.
I go to the business, right, and ask them, hey, you know, give me the
Mhm.
chance of doing your insurance and things like that.
Yeah.
And I have been really blessed doing that.
Mhm.
Same thing with meeting new people. I will
Mhm.
go up to them and be like, sliding their DMs.
Slide in the DM.
No, and she
10:30.
literally will go up to you. That's how I met. Yeah, she came up to me.
I think, did you slide in my
Yeah.
DMs or how did we connect again?
Ah,
You sponsored my event, pero no me acuerdo como, ¿qué pasó?
Same thing. I went up to you and say, hey, let's do an event. Let's throw an event
See, that's
this year.
taking initiative, my friends.
Yeah.
If you take initiative in this world, you're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, and it gets scary, right, to do that, because obviously nobody wants to be rejected.
Right.
But at the same time, you have to understand that whoever's gonna answer is gonna answer, and whoever is gonna do it, it's gonna be there. But if it's
What do
not,
they say? Rejection is redirection.
Oh, I like that.
That's what
Yeah.
I've
There
heard.
should be a
And
sparkle. at the
sometimes
end of
I'm
that.
like pissed because I'm like, damn, I really wanted that to happen. Or I really
Yeah.
thought this would be it. But then it's like, nah, turn around. Like, go that way. But hey, you know, life is full of surprises.
it is.
Have you guys seen that movie? What's it called? I forgot what it's called, but it's about this girl that she has cancer, and she meets this guy and she falls in love with him, and I remember when she first meets him, she's in a very tough spot because she's just like now finding out that she has cancer. And I remember when she first meets him, she's like, oh, how are you? And he's like, oh, I'm on a roller coaster that only goes up. And I feel like I can relate to that. That's the way that I view my life. Like, yeah, I'm on a roller coaster, but it's only going up. You know, like that's my point of view, and I feel like that helps me a lot because when it gets hard, like I said, I'm like, okay, I can only go up from here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like always, if one door closes, there's always another one that opens.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the amazing thing. It's like a mystery door.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know I have to go over here.
What did you learn the hard way?
When I bought my first place, I didn't do an inspection. And I was like, I wish that I did, right? Because 4 months later, they told me that I needed to replace the roof, which was like expensive, right? 4,000 or 5,000 at that time. I was like, oh my God, that's a lot. And I was freaking out.
Damn, I should have done that at that time.
I was freaking out.
4,000.
4,000 to 5,000 because it's
That's-
like a
yeah.
penthouse.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's
Yeah.
like the whole roof. So each
Yeah.
person pays their little portion of it.
Oh, okay, okay.
So in total for the whole roof is 20.
It's still expensive.
It was like
yeah.
20 or something.
Yeah,
So then I was like, oh my God, nobody told me that the roof was old, that it was
Yeah.
messed up. So I was like upset. But looking now in hindsight, I'm glad that I bought that condo because it's appreciated over time.
Mm-hmm.
And well, once I sell it, I'm going to, it'll be like a good investment there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a good investment. Like I have great tenants that pay on time. It's like it cash flows and everything. So I'm like, okay, like at that time I was upset because I had to pay for this freaking $4,000 roof, right?
Right away.
But then now I'm like, okay, 4,000 pay versus
What are you
whenever
getting now?
what I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
is a lot better.
Yeah.
So sometimes we don't know why things happen, and they just happen. But later on, there's always like a reason. I feel like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So how do you guys? Can you guys share us a particular story, like a flashback, where you think with a client where you knew this is why I do this? What comes to your mind when I ask that question?
Yeah. So for me, it has to go back to life insurance. And the life insurance, and then the home too, and auto as well, because sometimes it would be like, oh, you know what, I thought that my insurance I was with this X company and I thought that it had, full coverage, and it wasn't full coverage. And I was like, because people would think that full coverage is like a bubble that covers the whole thing, right? That's what most people think. And it's not like that. It's different. It has different coverages. It has different things. Same thing with home. Your general policy, like you were saying, the one thing that maybe could help you in there, it was your, like for instance, your home policy could help you in that, or with the roof, or your HOA. If you're paying your HOA, then it would be something that it has that too. So different things. Educating my clients has been the biggest thing. I always told educated and things like that, education and things like that. Why they had to bring it all the time? Because I love it. Like I love when I'm learning. I love when I had to teach it to somebody else. I love that they understand that part of it. And if they don't understand, I would be like, okay, what part you did not understand? And then same thing with life insurance. When God forbid, it has happened where people like, hey, my mom has passed away. What are the things that I have to do? Where do I have to sign? And then seeing that they are in a better place just because they were having a life insurance. That's one of the biggest things.
That you were like, this is why I do this.
Yeah. You choose to do your career, but then sometimes when you really see the impact that you're making, that's when you're like, wow.
Your career chose you.
Exactly.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
Quote me on that.
Aaron, clip that, please. For me, it was I helped a high school friend buy a house, buy their first house. I think up until then, I mean, I knew what I did, right? I was a loan officer. I helped people get loans. But when they reached out, I was very, I was taken a little back because this is like, wow, like somebody who, I kind of grew up with wants me to look at their credit and, their documents, and they're okay with that.
Yeah.
And so, fast forward, we finally found the house, they closed. And I think it was at the closing where I was just kind of sitting there. And I think it's because it was with somebody that I knew. I was like, man, I'm really doing this. Like, I'm really directly helping someone, achieve a goal of theirs that, maybe existed while we were in high school and I didn't even know, So, yeah, I think that was the one moment. And it's actually one of my first closings. I don't think it was the first one, but I think it was like one of my first few. But that's when, it kind of just hit me like, wow, like I'm really doing this and I can really do this. And now that same concept of this was a friend that I went to high school with, I apply it to anybody else that I help, because that's, someone's son, brother, mom, dad, uncle, and I'm helping them reach that milestone in their life. So I think that's what did it for me.
It's amazing.
It is.
I relate a
amazing.
lot
It's huge.
to that one,
Yeah.
actually, myself. Because I feel like a lot of the people a lot of the families that I help, it's usually the kids that are buying the property.
Yeah.
Their parents.
Because the parents can't.
Yeah.
Because either they don't have a social, or they don't have the credit or the income.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of my clients are anywhere from 23 to like 28.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they're already, like, I love it, just like seeing, like, there's two particular clients that the kids signed, but that's like their family home.
Yeah.
And the parents are like so happy, and they're such hard workers and so humble.
Mm-hmm.
And I love seeing that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. And they'll treat me like family too. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
mija, and and they invite me to their house and stuff.
Carne
And
asadas.
yeah,
I
the
love
housewarming parties.
Mm.
It's just a very wholesome feeling.
Yeah.
And so that's my
Yeah.
favorite too. So let's talk about authenticity. Would you guys say you practice what you preach?
So what I want to do live in front of the studio audience here
Yeah.
is
Oh
I'm
my
going to
God.
pull up my credit score.
Oh my God. He's gonna show us his
So that
social.
way,
Ooh. Dun,
that way,
dun,
well, I got to
dun,
hide my
dun.
social though, but
Yeah. Because
all right, but let's see if we can zoom in on now. Little, prefix. Did some holiday shopping. All right, I opened up a couple credit cards.
What? Not the credit
Um,
cards.
But right now, I am at a 774 credit score. I
Nice.
don't know
really
if there's a
good.
camera if you can zoom in on that. I was at an 813, but again, I opened up a couple credit cards. 30% off. Who doesn't want that? Especially in the holiday season. But yes, that is something that Of course, there's a lot of things when it comes to getting a loan other than credit, right? But
yeah.
I think credit is very much a big foundation, because
Yeah,
credit
foundation.
will direct as to where your loan goes, right? Whether it's down payment assistance, FHA conventional, grants, a lot of
Trash.
things. Yeah. So, while no, you don't need perfect credit to buy a house. Definitely game planning and starting now. Even if it is, I want to buy a house in 5 years, get with someone who knows, what the ins and outs of credit. So yeah, if you are going to take the next 5 years, you can start these habits now, because it's not about, the week before I want to buy a house, let me put my credit and find out what's going on. It's,
Zero.
start now. So credit,
Awesome.
I was a little scared opening that, but,
You were like, I don't know, the number's gonna show it.
but I was
right
confident
now,
enough, so there you have it.
You know what, Aaron? I'm gonna piggyback a little bit on that one, because here's another thing. I have a couple of friends that they were like they had this conversation with them. They're like, oh my God, I know that credit's everything in this country, but at the same time, I don't like to, I want to pay everything cash. And my credit score went down. And I thought it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be better if I pay everything and I didn't use my credit cards. And then it's like, I think that's when you can fill in and be like, hey, this is more to educate, people out there.
Yeah.
You still have to use certain amount of credit.
Right.
Do not pay the whole entire thing in cash.
Right.
Things say that.
Yeah.
But you do have, I bet that you still have probably some clients that, I have everything cash. I have it under the couch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Under the bed.
Which, don't get me wrong, it's a good practice, right? I mean, cash is king,
Cash
but
is king.
unless you have, $100,000 to buy a house, it gets tough. So
Yeah.
it is a little bit of a kind of like that saying that you got to pay to play, right? Because you take out a credit card, you put $100 on it, you don't pay it in full, you pay a little bit of interest, right? But that's why I always preach low balances. 50 bucks on it, making your gas card. You can pay. I would hope that you can pay $50 if you're charging it on there, and it's fine. But you have to use it, right? It's not. I'd give $50 cash at the pump. You're not getting anything for that. So yeah, even if you're someone who hates credit cards and you just want to use just straight cash, what I recommend you do is fill your gas tank up, buy your groceries for the week. When the bill comes, pay it in full, and you won't be paying any interest. Because the only time you pay interest is when you leave a balance.
Yeah.
And then it closes out another month. But if you charge $500 to it and you pay it off, it will give you positive points on credit because you used credit and you paid it off, and that's what banks and creditors love to see is that you pay back what you borrowed. So yeah, just keep that in practice and you'll have a great credit score.
And like I was saying, it's a good point to bring it up because like I was like, I was like, who does that? Who just completely pays everything and not like not understand that it's gonna affect them, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of people that credit can be a little bit difficult to understand, right? And understanding because I learned the bad way, the hard way when I had my credit cards. Because same thing, my mom didn't have credit cards at that time, and they never talk. I don't know about you guys, but it was never really in a conversation on a table dinner or anything like that about, hey, what do you do with your money? Hey, what do you do with your credit cards?
Yeah.
Hey, what do you do with, do you have a life insurance? Or do you, what about like saving for this or saving for that? What is it? And at that time, it was more like you cannot ask any questions. You cannot ask about that. It was more like, hey, you don't, you're not supposed to ask about everything.
Just wasn't talked about at all.
I was like, what I'm supposed to ask then? And you know how I like to talk.
Oh, really?
We know.
No way.
I have to ask those difficult questions, as a difficult question. But no, yeah, I think that's a great point. I think that, having to make sure that you also are doing it while, hey, and I'm going to say this, right? But there's a lot of people that, let's say, for instance, they're real estate and they don't own a house. And they, oops, my bad. You're telling this customer to buy 20 cars, buy 20 houses.
But I think that's the difference between like a producing realtor and like not a producing realtor. Like I feel like I have a lot of credibility and I do practice what I preach. I love helping investors, and I'm an investor myself. I'm a landlord myself. I love helping people how to become like landlords. So I feel like that helps me a lot because I'm kind of like newer. Some people still consider me new, this is going into my third year. But I sold like 14 houses my first year.
Hey.
No, and
don't know how I did it,
really
but
good.
did it. And second year, 18. So third year, third year we're trying to hit 30.
Nice.
Easy.
So I feel like all the experience that I have ultimately is like what makes me different from other realtors. Like I tell people straight up, I'm very honest. I'm very blunt. Some people don't like it. Some people love it. But I tell people very honestly, okay, if you want to become a landlord, this is what you're going to expect.
Yes.
It's not going to be easy all the time. You're going to get calls. You're going to be annoyed. You're going to get anxious.
Like the one that you were having recently in your story, right?
Yeah.
About the smell or something like that.
Yeah, like there's always issues.
Yeah.
There's always issues. Like it's not just, oh yeah, I'm gonna collect my cash flow every month and be good.
Right.
Like, and I tell people, make sure like this is what you're ready for financially, mentally, and emotionally, and so, that helps a lot.
No, and you know what? And it's nothing wrong if you don't own a house and you're starting to become a real estate. That's actually really good. But at the same time, you have to make sure that you're educating yourself, educating those your clients and your customers. Because I run to when I bought my house, there was no education whatsoever. The girl that I got, it was like, oh, here it is. I'm gonna send somebody else. She was never on my closing table. And
what?
Yeah. So it was like a bad experience for me.
Like a nightmare.
Yeah. So I was like, when it came down to negotiate too, I was like, I literally asked her, what do you think is a good number? She could have run the numbers and say, hey, this is a number.
Yeah.
She was like, it's up to you. And I was like $500 sounds good? And she was like, yeah.
Tu mandas, no?
I was like, can you explain to me? Can you educate me?
Right, because you don't know what you don't know.
No.
And when I first heard that quote, I'm like, what do you mean? I didn't get it, but now I get it.
Well,
you don't know what you don't know.
No, and here's the thing. At that time, I was working for HR. So it was, same thing. I'm a workaholic. That's a bad thing that I have, to be honest. Yeah, I work a lot. Yeah.
That's why she needs therapy.
Yeah, see? That's called needs therapy. No, I do work a lot. So that was one of the things that I did not have the time to, hey, let me go and research it and see what is a good number. Yeah. But at the same time, I hire someone to do that.
Nice.
Right? And I didn't get that service, and it was bad. So...
Well, you have me now for the next time.
Right? So I think that's really important, just making sure that if you don't have anything, don't have an education, things like that, read books, understand,
Yes.
go to those,
Big on reading books.
seminars
Yes.
that you guys have as a real
Networking.
estate.
Yeah.
All those things, I think that it's gonna get you to where you want to be. It might take a little bit of time, but get with someone that is gonna teach you. Believe me, probably if you're not in the same company as Valeria, if you reach out to her and say, I have a question, Valeria,
yeah.
can you help me with this? How do you do this? I bet Valeria would be that person. Hey,
Yeah.
let me help you with that.
Yeah, I definitely I meet up with people too, like for lunch and stuff, or even just a phone call. I'm so willing to help other people because other people have helped me, and so I will never say no to somebody that's asking me to do a positive thing, whether that's for them or someone else.
Yeah.
I'll always make the time, and I'll always like make the energy for that, because I think everything circles back. Everything always circles back. Every good deed that I've done always comes back to me, even like triple,
There you go.
double. And so the better I am with others, the better people are with me. And so I'm very big on that. And at the end of the day, I have a very like clean conscience, and I sleep well at night because I know I always have like good intentions with people, and I'm just always honest. And I remember when I was like 14 or 15, I went to my first interview at the YWCA.
Why?
Yeah, it was like my first interview, my first job interview. And I forgot what I put on my application. I think she asked me, oh, what hours do you want to work? And I put something so unrealistic. I was like, oh, but I want to eat at this time. Like,
I can see Valeria doing
I
that.
need my lunch.
And then she was like, oh, you put that there. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're very honest. She said, you should never change that about yourself. And now I understand why. But at first I was like confused. I'm like, what are you talking about? What did I do wrong? And so I've always kept that character trait, just very honest and straight up. And people really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And so I think that
Very
helps a
much.
lot in business.
Yeah. It does. It definitely does. So I haven't answered the question, by the way. I was back and
Oh, you
forth with
didn't?
you guys.
Oh.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
having
okay.
conversations with you guys. I haven't. Like,
Please.
okay, what about this? What about that?
We'll almost be closing after that.
So, yes. So I preach a lot about life insurance. This story is
Pull up your life insurance contract right now.
No. It has to do a lot with last year. It was a big challenge for me. I lost my nephew, and
Oh my gosh.
and after not even like 2 months, it was at the beginning of going for the end of January, starting February.
2025.
Yes, and then after that, back I think in April, going to March. I mean, going to May. The grandfather of my kids passed too, and it was hard to have it under 6 months.
So
Not even 6
short.
months to people that we really love, and I'm gonna be really honest. They didn't have life insurance. They did not have life insurance, and here's one of the things. One of the things that I'm gonna be really honest. If you see me now this year, for sure, that was one of the things that I decided to change. If you see me, if we're going out for dinner, if you're going out for drinks, you're not going anymore if you don't have life insurance. Just kidding.
Dang.
Just kidding. No, that would be my way to talk to you guys. It would be like, hey, do you have your life insurance? You don't. Hey, you don't have to get it with me, but I will definitely gonna plant that little seed and say, hey, get your life insurance. Understand?
So if I don't get it with you, who should I go with?
No, you can't.
Oh,
you have to.
if I have to. Oh, okay. Just
There's
wanted
no
to clear
choice.
the air.
Let's be
Just
clear.
want to clear the air there. Okay, got it.
You have to get it with me.
Gotcha.
No.
I was just kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna do it after the show.
Oh, perfect. About your
You know,
laptop, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sorry for your
Right there.
losses. I think we have to wherever you guys are at. Yes, misses you guys.
Oh my God.
And now she's telling everybody to get life insurance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that definitely changed my thoughts on how I think. Definitely. It was something that I understand. It was important because I'm a single mom, right? And when I started to educate myself in life insurance, I wanted to get one that it helped me, that it did this, that it had 10 things that I wanted, right? But unfortunately, couldn't afford it at that time. Unfortunately, I was like, okay, if I cannot afford, but I still want to have a life insurance, what I can do? What is one thing that I can afford at this moment? And that is still okay with my plan. I'm still okay with my money, right? So I decided to get one for myself, but it was more like because let's say I was already 5 years into my house, and I didn't want to lose my house. I didn't want my kids to lose my house.
Sure.
At that time, my older son was ending high school, so even if I knew Aaron was gonna be like, no, you cannot. And I can give you the loan. You don't have any credit score. You don't have a job, a stability of job, and things like that. So I was like, that's, I did the house because I wanted peace for my kids to come home.
Yeah, true.
I think the biggest thing that one of the things that I decided to buy my house, it was because I want to make sure that they were okay. Because sometimes days can get crazy outside, right? But I want to make sure that they go somewhere they feel safe, they feel okay, that they can be in their safe zone, right?
Yes.
So that's when I was like, okay, I don't want that if I'm not here, that they are not going to be able to have that stability where they can come back home and feel okay. And, having a payment of $2,000, $2,500, $2,000, whatever you're paying for your house, and that lifts a weight, right? That definitely lifts a weight that says, hey, I can only pay, let's say for most expensive things that you're paying, let's say $1,000 for bills. That is a lot. That is pushing it, right?
That's pushing it.
But it's not like $3,000 I had to bring home to pay for what I, what I have to leave, what is supposed to be for me to be okay at home. So I was like, okay, let me get a life insurance for that. But then the real meeting came when it was last year, when I had to go through it two times, not just once, but two.
Yeah.
And it was under 6 years, 6 months, right? Under 6 months period. And you never understand, you think that maybe once it's gonna happen in life, or maybe once it's gonna happen a year, but not twice. So that one, it was a huge thing for me to say,
like
that
a wake-up call.
Yeah. To say I had to bring it up to everyone. I have to. There's no way. Like, if, for instance, a lot of people, like I was telling, says I'm really young, I don't have any kids, this and that. And you know what? That was another story that somebody learned from that. This girl was 23, and she was like, "Oh, I don't need it." But then something happened, and his brother died almost at that year, and she was like, "You know what? Let's get it. Let's do the life insurance right now."
Yeah, I mean, sometimes things happen in our lives to teach us something, I've never experienced loss, thank God, not yet, but I can't even imagine what that would even feel like. And I assume, like, the feelings and, like, the thoughts on it afterwards, you probably reflect a lot, and I think it's in those moments where you really get to know, like, more about yourself and who you are. So it's great to protect that. It's good that you're telling other people about it, because even my insurance agent, from State Farm, I've known him since I was, like, small.
Dun. What?
I met him when I was, like, very...
I'm leaving now.
I was, like, 13, 14 when I met him. Yeah, because of a program.
Oh, my God.
He was, like, some sort of teacher for an academy that I was in.
Yeah.
And that's how I met him. And so, since I was, like, small, and he never told me about life insurance up until recently. And he's like, "Oh, well, Valeria, like, you have things going for you, like, you should get it." And I'm like, "I already got it."
I was like, wait, when did that
I was like,
happen?
"You're too late. You should have told me years ago."
Yeah.
I already got it with someone else. So it's just a matter of telling people. People, like I keep saying, people do not know what they don't know unless you tell them, like, "Hey, this is a thing," and then they might go for it. So let's start wrapping up. How do you guys stay sharp, up to date in your industry?
Educating myself. I love to always be learning, reading books. I know that you were saying last time that you like to be like a sponge. It's the same thing for me.
Sponge.
It's like learning from everyone. I don't care if you're really young, and I'm learning from you. I'm learning from you, right? So it's always good to learn. I know that some people that are older, they get that I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm older, so I need to know more, or I this kid or this young person cannot teach me all the things. To be honest, you learn from everyone. I have that experience yet.
Everyone has something to teach you.
Yeah, so I always like to listen to the viewpoints of everyone, see where they're standing. I always tell people, like, for my kids, one of the principles I learned so many things too is from my youngest one, Alexander. We always get to those conversations, those deep conversations when I learn something from him, and I'm like, whoa, you're like, how old are you? 17?
Yeah. It's like healing your inner child, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And some people don't do that until later on in life.
Tell me
Like,
about
there's a lot of things that I'm learning right now, too. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a part of life, you know?
Yeah.
How about you, Aaron? How do you stay up to date and positive in your industry?
Yeah, so I kind of what Yasmin said as far as, staying educated, these guidelines are changing all the time. But yeah, I think the bigger one is just always being, that saying like in the trenches with people, like, being in the communities,
Yes.
always asking questions, trying to fit people's needs, I think is the biggest one, because sometimes I think we get big enough where it's like we know what people need, right? But versus sit down, ask the questions, take your
Yes.
time, listen to them. The biggest thing the CEOs always preach here at the company is always be interested, not interesting. So when you meet someone, always want to learn about them and know about them, and sure, give input and an opinion, right? We are professionals in our field, but it's just always about, just what
Yeah.
people need.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. It takes a lot to be a good listener. I
It
don't
does.
think enough people realize that. And sometimes people, all they want is someone to listen to them.
Yes.
And recently I went to eat at this little diner, and there was like this old gentleman next to me, and he was a veteran. He had like his little veteran hat, and he looked like he was kind of cranky, and he was like talking to the waitress some kind of way. So I decided to start a conversation with him. I was like, "Hey, how are you?" And he's like, "Good, good." I'm like, "So you're a veteran, right?" Because that's the only thing that I knew. And we had a conversation. He told me a little bit about his life. I'm just asking him questions. And then at the end, when I'm leaving, I'm like, "Well, thank you for your service." And then he's like, "Well, thank you for listening." He's like, "I appreciate the conversation." And so, that it's a reminder that sometimes people just want someone to listen to them.
Yeah.
So I think that's huge.
1,000%.
It's huge, and you know what, Valeria? I think that it's not necessary to change someone's life by doing things for them, or things like, oh, I'm gonna help you to buy a house, I'm gonna help you to life insurance, or I'm gonna help you to do the loan.
Yeah.
I think that also, like, what do you do when nobody's looking at you?
That's a good one.
Because sometimes I'm blessed that I have been in the industry for a long time, and I have seen the good and the bad parts from people. Don't have to say names, but I have seen the good and the bad parts of people. Not you, Aaron.
Oh.
Not you, Aaron. But and that's when I come sometimes to Valeria and say, when she asks me, "What do you think of that person?" I was like, "Hey, this is the good thing, and this is the bad this is the bad part of that person," because I have seen the good and the bad. Good thing that I'm an insurance agent and I'm able to see that. Why? Because usually, they don't need from me. I need from them.
Yeah.
Right? But they don't need from me. They need from you. Right? But they don't. So they're always going to have that good face to you. They're always going to have that good attitude towards you.
Yeah.
But then you're not be able to see the bad face about them. And it's totally fine. Everybody has their own things. But it's good thing to be able to see that from people, because who you are, your authenticity, right?
Yeah.
Your true self. Who are you okay with a person that, like someone that cleans the office? Are you gonna be saying hi, how you doing, instead of like just passing by, because you never know if she's gonna buy a house.
Exactly.
Right?
Even one of my friends, she's a realtor too. She went out and she was talking to the bartender. Guess what? She got a listing from it. $600,000 listing.
Yeah.
You never know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy. Like, God just puts people in your life for a reason, and if you talk to them, something will come out of it. And actually, that's how I got my first job. I was at Taco Bell doing my homework. I was like 18 or 19, and the CEO of this bank comes up to me. He's like, "Oh, do you go to ECC?" I'm like, "Yeah." And we had a whole conversation. I'm talking to him about how I want to get a credit card. I want to start my credit. I'm 18. I think I was 18. And he's like, "You should get one over here at KCT." I'm like, "Oh, really? Like, you think they'll be good?" He's like, "Yeah." Dude, he doesn't tell me he's the CEO until the very end of the conversation. And I'm like talking to him. And he's like, here's my, I usually have my business card, but I don't have it on me today. So write down my email. And so I wrote it down and I emailed him. I'm like, "Hey, so I do want to get that credit card. Can you help me?" And I got a job there.
Nice.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Kind of like, what's it called when you get goosebumps? I get goosebumps like thinking about how all that all happened. And from the bank, that's how I got into the real estate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Closing question. All right, this is going to be a deep one. So take your time.
You're gonna go first.
Take a deep breath. Okay.
I think I'm ready.
If you could go back in time to 5 years ago, what would you do differently?
Ooh. What would I do differently? I think I would be more open to, or I don't want to say more open, but I guess I would have like given myself up more to like to the coaching, to the to the process of being who I can be, as a loan officer today, and I think in life in general. I just think that naturally we want to do things like by ourselves.
True.
We sure we'll take help, right? But when we absolutely need it.
Yeah.
And even with the job, like having my brother, somebody who's already experienced. I mean, he was 5 years in when I started, and he was always there for help, right? He's always there when I needed him. But I just think it was maybe more just giving myself more to like, hey, tell me exactly what I need to do and actually do it, right? Because sometimes with being family, like there's a little lax kind of attitude sometimes, but and just in life in general, where my life is headed, 5 years ago to now, it's very different, of course. But I just think maybe giving myself up more to the process is what I want to change a little bit. It's both life and career.
Yeah.
So I think that's mine.
I think piggybacking from that one, right? I have to say for that one is that I was reading about this one that it says, sometimes you're afraid of who you're going to become because you know that you probably are going to become someone really, really, really good in your industry. And you are afraid to actually, be that person. And I was like, you know what, because I have so many goals like in my life. This is the insurance part of it was one, but now that I have been able to, to learn so many things and be able to reach the goals that I reached last year, and I'm gonna continue to reach those goals because there's a new year, right? But there's a lot of personal goals that I have, and with that is like, for instance, hey, if I'm doing that, why not trying to not be afraid, and or even if you're afraid, just do it with that fear but get it done, because I think that one of those things that, like you were saying, hey, what have you changed from 5 years ago? I think is that being afraid of becoming the person that I am, because there's people that were able to see it. A lot of my old agents that I used to work with, they're like, Yazmin, you're sharp, you're really good on doing this, you're really good on selling, you're really good on that, but I was not able to believe that,
like having that confidence and at the end of the day it comes to security and self-esteem, right? To yourself. That's what it comes down to. And you have to build up that muscle. It's a muscle, right? And every time you do exercise, like you're literally you're breaking muscles. And so I think, yes, it's the same thing with business. If you want to be a good salesman, if you want to be a good nurse, anything in life, if you want to be good at anything in life, you have to have the courage to believe in yourself, to be confident. Because if you don't believe in yourself, why would someone else believe in you?
Well, I'm blessed that somebody did. I was blessed that somebody did, because there's like, we're talking about therapy. There's a lot of things that's why I'm doing that. Because now I learned last year that I was able and capable of doing so many things, and that I was afraid to.
Yeah.
But now it's like, now that I know that I can reach those, it's like, now it's like, let's go for it.
It's like a good foundation starter point so that you can like take off.
Yeah, and don't be scared. It can be you're 15, you're 18, you're 20, you're 30s, you're in your 40s. You're going to be on your 50s, on your 60s.
Never too late.
Never too late.
Never too late.
Never too late to start.
You just have to have that ambition. All right. Well, thank you both for showing up.
Wait.
Oh, wait.
Yours.
Oh, shoot. Oh, man.
I'm excited for this one.
Yes.
5 years ago, I was 20. I was 20 years old. What would I do differently? Well, it doesn't even come down to business. It comes down to personal.
Sure.
And it's a little intimate.
Okay.
I would say I would have went about coming out like my sexuality differently, I wouldn't I wouldn't have like talked or been with the people that I was hanging around at that time, because I feel like they were kind of like bad influences. And so that's the only thing I wish I would have, if I could go back in time 5 years ago. I feel like if I would have started the friend group that I have now, or the influences that I have now, I would be maybe a little bit more better off earlier on. Like right now, I'm at a place in my life where I'm very happy, very secure in myself. I really do love my life. Like, I'm very grateful. I have my own little house with my cats and my family. And I just love what I do. And I accept myself fully. Like, fully. So thank you both for showing up and sharing your stories and talking about your background, your roots, getting a little deep. That's exactly what the point of this podcast is. So how can people find you if they want to connect with you guys?
So with me, I'm all over social media. Aaron Noriega on Facebook. My Instagram is IL for Illinois, and then Noriega, IL Noriega. Or I'm here at Downers Grove, 1333 Butterfield Road. Come see me. Come visit me. We have snacks all over, which you guys will get to see right now. But yeah, or just reach out to me. Call me 815-592-2786. Let's get it. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. So for me is you can find me on social media under Yazmin Ortega Garcia. That is my star name, or how they say it, my
Your handle?
Yeah.
Your at?
Your username.
Yes, I love all my names, so Yazmin Ortega Garcia, and Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat,
Snapchat?
LinkedIn.
All right.
Wait, Snapchat? Okay.
TikTok.
So clients can just snap you?
Just
Yeah, like, oh, I just got caught in that car accident.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Man, I
God.
love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and my phone number is 630-923-3221. My email is yortegag, the G in the house, at mfam.com.
All right, we definitely need to end this podcast soon.
Yeah, I need to write that one down.
So my Instagram is at Real Estate with Vale, and my Facebook is Valeria Sanchez, and then my phone number is 630-940-6658, but most people slide in my DMs.